actually truly ascend and you understand why the market is moving the way it's moving, like I said, on the order flow stuff and deep dive, level 4 stuff, level 3 stuff, you will be able to, like I said, at least have something that you done the same way for years on years on years on end. And so if any of you guys ever see any of my posts on socials, like trades and stuff that I'll do, it's always using the same indicators, same indicators every single time because I know that I've been using these for, 14, 15 plus years. I understand that, hey, by me doing this, by me operating on the 1 minute, nothing new is going to be on these charts that I haven't seen all them years ago. Yeah, the
Right.
moves
That
might
that
be
ties
different. News
nicely.
might be different, but the technical analysis is exactly the same.
That ties amazing into the next question, which was like, how did your boring but profitable trading actually start to look like? How does that look like for you? It's boring, but it's
Yeah, it's
profitable
boring.
anymore.
It's boring. Like I said, only the gambler wants to feel their heart race every single day,
Mhm.
living life on the edge, not doing their fundamental analysis, meaning paying attention to the news that's about to come out. Maybe you're getting proactive if there is no news. Let's say you're trading something like Amazon, like you're doing deep dives into like their company and, trying to glean the internet for some
Mhm.
type of edge. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people confuse the word edge. I watched the show Billions. Edge isn't edge isn't the strategy that you're trading, right? It's
Mhm.
how you know that you know, meaning insider information. And at that point, if you bump, across this news, like I said before, everybody else gets it. I mean, you
Mhm.
should be a lot better when it comes to, doing trades because again, you're more educated than the next person who's coming to participate in the market. And the
Right.
market, a lot of people don't understand too, in the market, when you win a trade, right? There was somebody on the opposite end who lost the trade. So
Mhm.
thumbs up, thumbs down. And
Right.
it's a handshake. And so every single day that you finish green, you have just beat somebody else. You know,
Mhm.
Millions of people are participating. Like we're retail people, so we're participating against the giants, the hedge funds, the banks. It's a lot harder for us to win against those guys because they
Right.
have the reserves of cash. Number one, the information. They have level 4 information that me and you can't even get.
Mhm.
They can see how companies, are positioned in the market and make money like that. A lot of people don't understand that, that's what's, basically powering this edge is the information. So
Right.
information has always been key, But they say
Of
the
course.
sword or the pen, like which one? You better take that
Mhm.
pen. You
Yeah.
better take that
Yeah.
pen if you're smart.
So what is it that traders completely misunderstand about becoming profitable? If you were to answer that, what is the most misunderstood thing about being profitable? If you were to try to get that into one sentence for these guys, what is it?
Hmm. About being profitable, one thing that's misunderstood.
Yeah. What's the most misunderstood thing? Is it the system? Is it the emotional requirements? Is it capital?
I
Is
would
it
say it's mindset. At the
it's
end
the
of the
mindset?
day, it's
The
one's
mindset
mindset.
required.
Yep, mindset required. So you could either have a limiting belief mind, meaning
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay hitting certain metrics and I'm content.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the thing about it is you got to know that, hey, if that's what you're going to do, then do that every single day. Like you can't change at that point. It's like when you meet a girl or, you marry your wife. If you knew you were whining, dining her, going on vacations, doing all this stuff before you met her, and then once you capture and secure her, then don't try to change it up,
Right.
after that ring is on that finger. You're probably going to end up getting in a divorce, months later,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not, the conditions and how you guys met. And nothing is different with the mindset. If you know that, hey, every single day I want $300 out the market and I'm not going to, stray from that path, then yeah, you'll be profitable. But if I'm under the guise of, oh, one day I can do $300, next day I can do 15,000. Oh, next day I can do 300. Next day
So having
10,000.
that
Yeah.
consistent mindset.
Yeah, it's you got to just have that consistent mindset. And when it comes to like limiting beliefs, like again, I'm so grateful, like I said, to have humble beginnings because again, I seen what poverty looks like. And
Yeah.
now, you know, I've made great money now. But I get around people who have private jets. It's a
Wow.
different
Yeah.
level of wealth.
Yeah.
Different conversations are being had. Um, it's one of those things that when you talk with these guys, like everybody has the same mindset. Like even though they're millionaires, billionaires, like it's the same mindset at the end of the day. Is
Hmm.
are you working hard? Are you making sure that your, T's are crossed and your I's are dotted? Like, is that going on every single day? And for the people that do master those mindsets and just know that, hey, I'm going to have to work like a dog every single day. I'm going to have to work like a dog. Like, as much money as I've made, every single day, I'm at least 3 to 5 hours outside of my trading, gleaming for information, searching, trying to get to the root. And I know about order flow and other stuff now, open interest, like all that stuff. Um, and somebody should say, hey, if he's been doing this for 16 years and he's still going this hard, if I just
Hmm.
start, I need to go so hard that I double or triple what he's doing so I catch up to him. And when it comes to me, like my mindset, I talked about, Buffett, Zoros, Simons, like all those guys, like the goats in this trading, world.
Hmm.
I know that as a retail guy, right, I have to catch up to what they have done. I'm not saying I might ever do it, because again, they got years and years and years upon me. Um, but I'm damn sure going to try. I'm damn
Hmm.
sure going to try every single day, 10 hours. And you've been to the streams. We'll be on stream for what, 10 plus hours, some
Right.
days, 8 hours.
Yeah. No, no
Sometimes
lie.
our trades might have taken 2 hours to knock out, I don't know, 10K on the day, right?
Right.
Um, but then we'll talk about strategies, freaking news, like, help people tighten up, their risk management. Like I
Yeah.
said, the guy who I told you ass I'm gonna get on tomorrow, like it's no different. It's one of those things where um yeah, we're just focused on being better every single day. Mamba mentality, man. You got to think like Kobe. Like I'm trying to kill it every single day.
That
Like
relentless hard work,
forget
discipline.
waiting for tomorrow. Putting off what I can do tomorrow when I can do it today. Like if I
Right.
die, in my sleep, I mean, it just is what it is. Like
So
job over.
let's talk a little bit more about the edge and how would you describe your edge in simple terms for everyone to understand without giving too much away?
Yeah, so my edge, and I know we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
My
Would
edge
you
is
say
just looking
continuation?
for,
Yeah, go on. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, my edge is just looking for number one information.
Right.
I mean, everybody has Google at their fingertips, Google at their fingertips, Google, you got Reddit now, um, YouTube, YouTube University, TikTok, like so many of these places now have information. And for you, you're just going to turn every stone over every single day. And by you turning that stone over, it might, like I said, require you, reading 2, 3 hours. You might have to read the COT reports when they're released. Again, if you don't know what that is, look up that COT reports. Um, look up the COT reports when they're released, each week. Look into earnings, for these companies. Look at what the people at the top of these companies are doing, like the CEOs, the COOs. Like, look at stuff that they're doing, roadmaps, if people have roadmaps available. Um, information is my biggest edge, and like I said, I
Great
just
answer.
never stop.
It's a great
um
answer.
you have to be educated. Same way I told people, I've been calling for $30,000, I mean 30,000 price, on the NASDAQ, and we pretty much almost hit that. Yeah, we
We're
did hit that
close.
today, almost. And we've been basically buying it, every
For sure.
single freaking day.
And it's the
Number
information
one,
lead. Yep.
Powell's going out. We were talking about
Yep.
Powell. Let's frame it. Powell's leaving out. Trump wants interest rates to be better. That was his number one biggest thing. He wanted Powell to do it early. Powell said no. So he had to, Jerome Powell, that's what we're talking about, the FOMC chair, for people who don't know. Um, he wanted him to basically step down early. Powell said, nope, stay in my term. So by him staying his term, by the time that Trump finally got his guy in, if he wants the interest rates to be lowered, so like the money that the government is basically borrowing against itself could be a lot lower and won't be heavily taxed. Um, that should cause the economy to do what? Go up. So that's why everybody, like, for the past month now, 2, 3 months, the market just been going up, 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 up,
So
just due
you're
to the fact that the Republicans who control the United States of America, they have the House, they have the Senate, they have the majority. Like, they have the majority. Any rule that they want to do, they have majority. They can do that shit. That's why you've been seeing Trump do some crazy shit, you
yeah.
know, crazy
Not too
shit
talk too much
from,
about that. We don't want to get
striking
turned
old
political.
civil rights, down, defacing, you know, museums and shit, like trying to erase like what the past was, because they have the power now. Now, if Republicans retain it with JD Vance, he runs for president, they should be on the same shit. Like, the government, right? Democrat, Republican, two-party system. These guys, the presidents that you see on both sides, they're just the face. It's somebody behind the shadows running both of them. So if
Yeah.
it's Republicans, the same person who's doing the Trump stuff is going to be doing the JD Vance stuff. Look
Right.
for the economy to go up, but also be wary of, hey, we're super inflated right now. Recession coming soon. It's unavoidable. So you have to, number one, think outside the box and just do a lot of digging, a lot of searching. Like, when it comes to a lot of these, matters when it comes to finance. Like, right now, this is the most manipulated the market has ever been in Trump's, candidacy. Like,
Of course. Yeah.
he's
We've all
buying
seen.
Palantir, telling people, "Hey, Palantir is a good company." And, he done bought $100,000, dollars plus worth of, stocks. Doing the
Mhm.
same thing with, um, what did he do with Nvidia? It's so many things. Like, he's lining his pocket. And if Trump is speaking about this stuff, Trump coin, made billions. Well, you need to be actively participating on that. You know, I mean,
So
it doesn't make sense not to, even though you might not, rock with a candidate, whatever party you're with. Um, and, I'm a Democrat, but yeah, I make money when Trump does what he does.
right. So you're based your edge around information. So that leads us on to would you class it more as a statistical, discretionary, or hybrid based information strategy? How does that look?
So I'm more of a hybrid.
So
So
you're a bit of both.
yeah, so when it comes to, let's say, just buying because the market's at the 200,
Right.
sometimes, again, taking in so much information, um, the guys like Millennium, the Millennium Fund, Zoros's fund, the Buffett, Hathshire. Um, those guys have robots who are looking at all this information and changing their
Of course,
model
you're
on
not
the fly.
completely mechanical, are you?
Yeah. And so you can't be just completely mechanical where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. Sometimes you have to look at the data. And then
Right.
upon you looking at the data, say, is this too good to be true? You know, would I, as a human, because the market is, moved by human to human interaction. Would I, as a human, do I feel fear right now buying this high? Do I feel safe, selling this low? And from there, I'll look at the data and then sometimes try to preempt it because when the most risk is on the table, that's when you have the biggest reward.
Right.
So um, if you're aware everybody is scared, that's when you're gonna make the most money. When
Of
fear is
course.
in the
Everybody,
market, you're
everybody's
gonna make
gonna
the
be.
most money. And I got
Yep.
that from Warren Buffett. When it's safe time, like you need to be fearful. And that's one of the
Yep.
things right now is like, hey, we're pushed up so high, like people really need to start being fearful in the collapse, coming soon.
Right.
Um, and that's typically, what I like to, look at the market,
Capitalize.
through a lens. Like I said, I'm
So what?
definitely discretionary, but still, like I said, I still have my rules and stuff too,
Of
you know.
course. So you operate on a discretionary framework and still apply those mechanical rules, but it's definitely a hybrid situation, which
Hmm.
leads us, I guess, nicely onto so you talked about a collapse coming, and people need to, at some point start being fearful. What market conditions do you completely avoid, or is everything tradable for you?
Everything is tradable for me.
So there's
Chop,
not a one set market
chop.
condition that you will say, I'm not, this is not me today.
Every single day I trade, and this is
Right.
why I got that, developing me way, way, way back. Um, I know that every day isn't promised. So,
Hmm.
like I was talking about earlier, if I die today, I don't have to worry about tomorrow. Um, Let me get what I can get today and then go the next day. And like I told you, when I first
You
started
take each day
trading,
as it comes.
yeah, I told you when I first started trading, um, this wasn't a get rich quick scheme for me. It was one of
No.
those things where I know going forward, right, I was going to be in this for the long game. And so
Right.
that's how I look at it. Like, if I believe I'm a $2,000 a day trader, well, I need to show that. I need to prove it. How do I prove that? Right? Of me being a great. My P&L needs to reflect it. And so, luckily for me, again, I've been profitable the whole time, but I look at this, hey, every single new day, from an athlete perspective,
Is an
like
opportunity.
I'm getting out, I'm exercising my muscles. I'm getting
Right.
swollen in the gym. Like I'm getting better and better and better every single day. Because guess what? I, as a retail trader, might want to take off. There's
Yeah.
guys working in Citadel. There's guys who's working in the pits, in New York, Chicago. Do
Right.
those guys have off days?
Like,
They don't. They
they do
trade
not.
every single fucking day. So if they trade every single day, I should be the same. I should legit be the same.
And that ties back
No
into
days
the
off.
hard work that you talk about and what you preach.
Yeah. So if no day, like I said, if you shouldn't even be looking for max con and no trades or whatnot, because again, the big firms don't do it. You don't think, like I said, Zoros is fun, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars. Can't
Hmm.
put on a trade with, I don't know, let me just think of something outlandish. 500,000 NQ contracts and futures and just let it ride. If it hits, it hits, but that's not smart because the instance that they lose money, guess what? Now their investors who invested in them now see, hey man, you took a 30% loss on my $10 million I had. Yeah, I'm pulling my money. I'm gone. And they know that number one, hey, we're going to keep showing up every single day. Todd might be retiring. He's been doing this shit for 60 years. But guess what? Little Brandon just graduated MIT. Hey, sit in Todd's seat. Like these seats right here, they're replaceable. They're replaceable. These people are replaceable. And that's what you got to think. Like when it comes to your own journey, I don't have anybody to replace me.
No,
When I'm gone, I'm gone. So I know, I mean, like they say, when somebody is born, I don't know what day they're going to die. I mean, I don't know how long they're going to live, but I know eventually that they're going to die. And so I'm no different. Like I'm not 30, but I'm not 40. That's my age range. I'm not 30, but I'm not 40. Um, yeah, I don't know how much more time I got left on this, green earth, God's green earth. I don't. But every single day that I'm here, I'm going to seize the day. Oh, I'm going to seize the day.
I get it. No, I get that. So back on your strategy, has it simplified or has it become more complex over time?
Oh, it's definitely simplified. So when I
Wow.
first started, like I was telling you before, like I had to go down TradingView and learn every single indicator that they had on there, what worked, what didn't work. And now let me see, I have three indicators that I use every single day, three out of thousands. And then plus my order flow stuff and some of the level four data. I used to think that, I needed a million screens. And, I have two huge 49-inch ultra wide monitors. My computer, I have other monitors and stuff. But yeah, now like the data that I need, yeah, I only really need like two screens.
Amazing.
I can go on vacation, have my screen set up, my mobile screen set up, and hey, I'm good. Because again, it's, three indicators that I'm using every single day.
Brilliant.
And then, like I said, my OF stuff, not OnlyFans, my OF stuff. And,
Jeez.
when it comes to the level four stuff, like, yeah, so
Right.
like really three components. Any market, I can chop through any market.
So what does risk management look like for you in your daily execution? Is there a set risk management protocol that you apply or
Yeah, so typically what I like to do, London, I like to use, if I'm trading futures, and I'm going to speak primarily on futures because that's what I
yeah,
do.
let's talk. Yeah, yeah,
Um, I like to use a 50 tick stop loss. And at this 50 tick stop loss, I like to get in at extreme levels. Again, like I said, the stuff is revealed to me with my OF.
yeah,
Um, I like to get in at those levels, site levels also that I have identified. Um, I like to get in at those levels, like I said, when stuff is either oversold or overbought, and generally hold, like I said, right at that threshold. Hey, if it breaks, it breaks. But if it holds up from that point, hey, we're golden. And so typically I'll do 50 ticks. So if I'm trading one NQ, that's a $250 stop. If I'm trading
hmm,
two, that's a $500 stop. If I'm
right,
trading three, that's a $750 stop. Four, $1,000 stop. But typically the ticks um, are around 50, 50. Now,
right,
if I join the move late, let's say I'm, FOMOing,
hmm,
I might use a 100 tick stop with less cons. But
okay,
I understand that because I entered late, I'm late to the party,
yeah,
it messed up my risk to reward. So
understood,
I
understood.
typically like to have my trades set before they come out. Like last night, right? I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna send you one of the trades, a video of the trade that I took last night, where I got
Hmm.
in at the very low of the low before the market rallied for 1,000 ticks. $5,000 one contract. Um, Again, the stuff that I'm saying, versus doing, like I live the walk, I talk the talk. Um,
Right.
yeah, I generally trade how the banks trade. And again, that's hey, banks trade great price levels. They don't worry about what's going on. If it doesn't hit this level, we don't buy.
Right.
Unless I don't know, Goldman Sachs is telling me, hey, we want to give 10,000 NQ, contracts off the day. This is the average price. Don't care how you get them, just make sure they're done. So us being retail traders, we have the advantage. We don't have somebody barking in our ear talking about, hey, get in now. This price, just yeah, I want it done today. You can really be patient and wait on your move. And if you don't see the move, there's always tomorrow. Like I don't mind sitting 8 hours at the chart every single day and not taking a trade. But the thing is, I'm gonna have my motherfucking ass in that seat every single day,
Showing up.
waiting on the opportunity. That's why this Herman Miller chair, and I'm not sure if you can see it, Herman Miller chair that I'm sitting in, that's why I paid $3,000 close to, for this chair to be comfortable and wait on the move. And once I see the move, I'm in there,
Hmm.
and also it's a write off too. But yeah, have it where I'm here every single day. I'm showing up. Now, I'm in the game, coach. Every shot I shoot up might hit the rim and bounce out. But eventually it's gonna come where, hey, I'm on a heater. But I'm showing up every single day. It's no days off. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, but it's all money in. Every single day, all money in, the marathon continues. Like this trading, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so many people think this shit is a sprint. And they're wondering why they're not making money. They're wondering why um, they're not profitable. They're wondering why I didn't treat trading like a business. If the outflow is greater than the inflow, you're going to go bankrupt. Trading is no different. If your overhead is greater than what you're bringing in every single day consistently, how are you going to be able to stay in this game? That's what the hedge funds, those guys have mastered is, hey, we don't care about making 10%, gains every single day. Our investors want to see 8%. They want to see 8% of money every single year, you know, on their gains. We
What
know
percentage of
that there's
traders?
252 trading days in the freaking year. From us getting that 8%, we're smart enough. We can see the data that other retail people can't see. We already have an edge. What we don't want is us to take all these unexpected losses, these big losses, and now we have to write, that quarterly memo to our clients saying, hey, your money's down 10% this quarter. You're going to spook people and they're going to pull their money and they're going to go invest from Goldman Sachs to the Millennium Fund where, Simon, their fund is just making crazy, amount of return, 70% per year. I'm going to do stuff with a proven track record. And at that point, it's like, why would I jeopardize the money that's coming in from my fund trying to make more money when I can just do the bare minimum? And that's what I always say, the KISS method. I got that from my driver's ed teacher in high school. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. If you keep it simple, you don't overcomplicate it, what you're trying to do. You take away greed. There's no reason that you shouldn't be successful in this. And people, like I said, are not thinking from a business standpoint. Hedge funds have to do this because if they don't, instead of being able to trade with $50 billion, they might only have $100,000. And the managers get what's called a 80-20 profit split. They get 20% of whatever they gross. So the percentage stays the same, the general 80-20. But it's like, would you rather have 100% of $100,000 or 20% of 100 billion? I'm going to take the 100 billion every single time. that doesn't change. Like I said,